Boom, 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 it's Sunday, Sunday. Take a look in the back garage. My goodness. What you guys doing on Sunday? I'm out here doing the honeydew list. Seeing how my Alabama lost yesterday, I figured I'd keep my mind busy. What's happening, guys? What's happening? I'm gonna show you guys something cool that applies to your body that nature handles in a very cool way. So I'm gonna break it down for you, What's up, T, David? What's up, everybody? Jim, what's up, buddy? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Gonna show you guys my koi tank and what I do with my fish and how I deal with the fact that they consume so much protein and spit out ammonia. So, I figured I'd do a little impromptu learning session for you guys. Go check it out. All right, so just let me go ahead and jump this off here. I'll kind of take you guys in here real quick. So, anyways, these are my little babies. These are my koi. That's right. Don't be coy. All right. So these are my koi. These are pretty awesome. Yeah, that's Doc. He's over there, man. He just freaking swims around. I call him Doc because he wears glasses. He's got like these glasses marks. So a lot of cool koi in here. So anyways, today is the day where I clean out the fish tank. So this big old 250-gallon bad boy is the temporary home for these guys until we build out the koi pond over here in the front of the house. So you can kind of see it's kind of getting prepped. It's not too much. Anyways, all that right over there is going to be a koi pond. And yeah, so okay, so here's the deal. I wanted to do a little video on something because I'm doing a cleaning of my filter system, and I want to talk to you guys about something. It's pretty cool. All right, so with fish, of course, they're high protein eaters, and so they're kicking out a good amount of ammonia. And one of the things we put in the filtration system are these little bags of rocks. And whew, so the thing is these bags of rock, this is a type of zeolite. Now the thing is it's an ionic exchange is basically what I'm getting at here. So I'm not going to give you the whole biological filter rundown and things of that nature. Piranha guy. But anyways, so fish, they're going to be eating and they're going to be producing a huge amount of ammonia, and that ammonia there gets metabolized by the bacteria that's in there, and then they neutralize it and it kicks out, and it's like called a biological filter. But anyways, so this is one of the things that we help to overcome the surge of volume of ammonia in the fish tank, so it doesn't make the water toxic and kill the fish. Now, guess what? Humans, we produce a tremendous amount of ammonia also. Now, one of the things about this is a precautionary tale of the chemistry that applies to humans is the carnivore diet, right? So, when you consume a bunch of protein, particularly animal-based protein and purines, you're going to kick off a huge amount of ammonia. Right? This can lead to all kinds of things: fatigue, hair loss, acne, muscle and joint pain, insomnia, erectile dysfunction. Literally all the stuff that everybody's always dealing with can be associated with excess ammonia and urea circulating through in the bloodstream. So the thing is it's as you guys know, the body is a complex array of systems biology. So on one particular micronage, we need adequate protein consumption. Oftentimes you'll hear in the bodybuilding community, nitrogen balance. But here's the thing. Your body has to transform things that are not you into you, including flesh of other animals, right? So when you chew it and you swallow it and it starts that journey of becoming, your gluteus maximus, among other muscles, and your skin and everything like that. There's a byproduct of urea and ammonia. And so the body then needs other amino acids to balance that out and neutralize and so forth. A lot of the work gets done in circulation in the chemistry in the blood, but particularly by the liver and particularly by the kidneys. So anyways, Now this stuff right here that we use in fish tanks is, like I said, a type of zeolite. Now on the market, you guys will see people pimping out zeolite, drops of zeolite, right? So it's basically these little drops that have just a little bit of zeolite in there, and they talk about using it for Lyme and all these other kind of things, and detoxification of heavy metals and so forth. Well, zeolite is not a very efficient detoxifier of heavy metals. However, it does have that effect, but it is context, 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 source form, dose, frequency, and duration dependent, right? So you just can't say, oh, I'm gonna go get some zeolite drops and detoxify. That's not true, okay? But zeolite is a very powerful ammonia neutralizer. So here's the point. The point is there are various levels of fractal micronage within the body that have to be taken into consideration when you're dealing with the chemistry effects of food that you are turning into you. Okay, and one of which is animal protein consumption vis-a-vis production of ammonia and how the body processes it out. So then comes the next little lesson of connectivity to give you guys something to stew on, is that, you know, people talk about fasting. Now, I love fasting too. There's different types of fasting. I'm opposed to any type of dry fasting. That's just really stupid. There's no upside to it. But I do water fast quite often. All my patients will do that in the right context and at the right time. But here's the thing. When you fast a long time, and it's generally, there's a magical number. I've figured it out after about 25 years of doing this. It's 9 days. 9. That's the tops. I cut people off at 7. We go max 7. But 9 days, your body starts to auto-intoxicate. So these people who are trying to be like Jesus and do 40 days and 40 nights, they're asking for trouble. They wreck their metabolism like nobody's business. So anyways, when you have, one of the things is that's out there is, remember, I always talk about inclusionary and exclusionary criteria. Anytime anybody gives you a recommendation for a protocol or a product or a gadget or gizmo or anything like that, it's appropriate to either think for yourself or request of the recommender, yours included, what would be the inclusionary and the exclusionary criteria. So like, for instance, say fasting. One of the exclusionary criteria is anybody who has low or deficient or insufficient urea, and we determine that from a urine sample. So like, I know when I do the urine organic acids test that I do, I test for urea. And if urea is really low, you should not be fasting. And the reason is because your body has a high potential of auto-intoxication. Right? So the bottom line is you know, fasting can be a very powerful thing, but in the context of the unique biochemistry and biological terrain status of the patient. So if your urea is too low and you fast, you're going to make things worse. You're going to kick off all kinds of immunological responses, put tremendous taxation on various phase 1 and phase 2 pathways. So it's not really wise to fast yourself or a patient if they have low urea. Now, one of the reasons why they would have low urea is insufficient protein consumption. So add, or what it would supply, and then demand, excessive demand, which is dropping it out. The other thing about it is this, one of the problems with everybody who goes magnesium crazy out there is magnesium or excessive magnesium consumption will actually drop the bottom right out of your urea. So this is the problem I have with, you know, the root cause protocol and all that bullshit that's over there at the magnesium advocacy group cult. Used to be good, but boy, did they fall off the wagon, and people just got too drunk on their hubris. So anyways, magnesium consumption, overconsumption through supplementation. Really hard to get excess magnesium through plants and food. But if you're popping all kinds of magnesium pills, you know, and various sorts, you can be dropping down your urea, and then you go to do something that's presupposes healthy, such as fasting, and you'll make it even worse, and you end up auto-intoxicating. So anyway, so that's the whole thing. So I was doing this little clean out with my fish today, with my beautiful koi, while they're waiting on their new home to be built here at the Beck Mansion, and I had to replace the zeolite pouches in the filtration system, which are used to remove ammonia. So that made me think about you guys and saying, hey, listen, there's some caveats to things that are out there. So what do we cover today? Well, we use zeolite, all right? But zeolite that's on the market in supplements is highly conflated, misrepresented, and usually pimped out by the people in the detox and heavy metals niche. So be aware of the niche pickers. They don't understand the context of you. Just because you have heavy metals does not mean you should go after them. That's right. Let them sit, because this is why Balanced Protocol is so sobering, is because it sets the correct order of operations. So you always want to nourish, balance, purify. Don't ever go after heavy metals at the beginning of your journey, and you better have Q square M square in play to know what your levels of nutrients are and status of systems biology before you start pulling metals out and driving them and you're starting to mess with electrochemistry, which is what this does, right? If your mineral status, nutrient mineral status is low, like say manganese is loaded with manganese, by the way, manganese, zinc, copper, and various other ones that aren't necessarily nutritive are in here. But if your status of those minerals is insufficient, certain things that are in this in zeolite, if you take it internally, it'll actually drop your minerals out too. Because remember, everything per Balanced Protocol is energy, frequency, and vibration. And so one of the things that you always want to be dealing with is the consequence of doing something. So like here in my garage, like my wife, she makes these beautiful holiday wreaths. You mind me see back there? But the consequence of having those beautiful wreaths, right? She gets this all over the floor, all these ribbons and stuff and things like that. So we have to clean it up. So yes, we want pretty outside decorations and all that, but at the cost of making a mess that you have to clean up. So listen, if you have a desired protocol or approach that you want to do for health benefit, you got to also be mindful of your body's capacity to deal with the consequence of said approach. Does that make sense? So anyways, guys, that's it. So ammonia is a huge problem for a lot of people, particularly who go carnivore for an extended period of time. Same thing for these keto folks. And here's the thing, just one last little tidbit, little crumb to sprinkle along the line here for you guys to do the little rabbit hole tumble. When you're consuming excessive amino acids, proteins, particularly animals, and you're driving up urea because you didn't Q square M square your body's capacity to handle said consumption, you're now creating a certain ionic exchange gradient inside the body that is going to make the lipids act stupid. That's it. So it's context, 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 right? So anyways, guys, that's the deal on that. Just want to kind of just give you that little impromptu. I'll probably talk a little bit later tonight on a couple things. I'm going to circle back around on clarification of some stuff that you guys did some questions and so on. So sorry if this cut out, but I'm outside and I'm here by my house, so I don't really get a whole bunch of signal. So anyways, quick little lesson. Nature as the litmus test for the win. So a lot of things we can glean if we just look at nature and the chemistry that it uses and apply it inside of our bodies. It's amazing.